Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Rodeo Time, the podcast. We are at the Mirage, Dale's Suite. It's the official after party of the PRCA and the NFR, Rodeo Vegas. They do a saddle drawing. Have you guys come over here for that?
I haven't, no. We need to try our luck. My dad, I couldn't even tell you how many times my dad's won that saddle.
Yeah. It's a cactus. It's a nice saddle.
Yeah.
Dawson won it the other night.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said he was going to ride it in the Grand Entry. You guys ride in the Grand Entry?
Yeah. You have
It's
to.
dangerous.
You have to.
Well, I thought you could take a fine.
I think you can.
I don't think Tough Cooper rides in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't
He
think
did
so.
the first couple rounds. I haven't seen him because he's usually like Texas goes and he always stays in the back.
Yeah.
And then
I don't know if that fine's the same as the other ones, but like they double.
Oh, yeah, when
So,
you
like,
get a fine.
Yeah, if you have a $250 fine for not being ready, you get fined the next night for that.
For
It's
$500.
$500 and then $1,000 and then $2,000. So I don't know.
Well, I know that was years ago when he told me that. So maybe it's changed, or maybe he, I don't know, had some whatever. Anyways, it looks wild. I'd be in it. I'd be off in it. I'd have to. Yeah.
I get more nervous for that Grand Entry than I do. Well, not every night. Usually the first night when you don't know what your horse is going to do.
Yeah.
Because first night we didn't have Chase's horses.
Right.
Somebody stole them.
Yeah.
And I get more nervous for that because you don't know what your horse is going to do with all the noise, and
Yeah.
so it's kind of
Somebody stole. Oh, yeah. Somebody else rode them.
Yeah, somebody else rode 'em.
Gotcha. Somebody else rode them.
damn Canadians.
Dang Canadians. Well, we talk about all things bronc riding in this podcast. Stick around. We talk about, leading up a couple of the specific rides that these guys have been making, and as they continue to make, just a legendary family, legendary couple of rough stock cowboys. You guys got any sponsors? You want to plug?
that we want to what?
Plug?
Rodeo Time.
Rodeo Time. I love it.
We got Express, Wrangler, Yeti. What else is there?
Resistol.
Just all. I'm
Yeah.
in trouble.
Well, right now you're wearing a cap, so.
Well, we couldn't do it without any. We really appreciate all the sponsors. It makes getting up and down the road way easier.
Right. Yep. Well, you got.
I'm sorry.
What'd you say?
I was gonna say we should have plugged his leather work. I don't know if you're taking orders, but I like your Latigos.
Yes.
They're really nice.
Bad to the bone.
I got a couple hides sitting at home actually need to be cut up. I just ordered. I think the day we let it come up here.
The way you do the tip, so you can push it through the D ring, really nice.
I get a lot of guys asking me where I get those. My leather guy made them for me.
My leather guy.
My biggest fan.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah.
I still haven't put those on my Latigos. Those tips.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you don't use your own.
Actually, the ones I have right now, Spencer made them.
That's about how it normally works. Yeah.
Yeah, all leatherwork guy don't use their stuff. They use somebody else's.
Yeah. And farriers never shoe their own horses. Yeah. They're always the last ones to get shod. Yeah. That's about how it works. Well, we talk about all things rodeo and bronc riding. So now on to the podcast. So going into round 8. Yeah, this is the hopper pin, isn't it?
Eliminators.
The third one? I thought that was last night.
Those semis.
Really? Mm-hmm. I thought it was the. Man, I'm all mixed up. What do you got tonight?
I have Positive Times, Sammy Andrews.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I got Foul Motions, Butler and Son.
Gotcha. Yeah. So, man, your brother called you the Iceman. Like you're just ice cold.
I'm not real sure where that come from.
Yeah. Have you not heard him talk to you, say that?
I've heard people say it, like our agent Jason Davidson called me that.
Right.
I think that's kind of where it come from, ain't it?
I think so.
Why do they call you that?
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
You don't let nothing bug him. He's
Really?
just always winning.
Just always winning.
Half a point in me.
Is that how it is at the house too? Just with everyday life?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, growing up, was he like that?
Most of the time.
Yeah.
He's full of shit.
What I mean, what was it like growing up with you guys? Like, how were y'all's personalities? Was it just like a lot like it we see on TV?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, it seems the exact same. He don't talk much,
He does all the talking.
and I do all the talking.
Yeah. Who got in trouble the most?
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely me.
What was it like getting in trouble by Cody? Like, was he like? I mean, like, was he kind of scary a little bit, or was he just?
He was scary, but he wasn't home much. My mom would just say, "I'm gonna tell your dad," and we'd all straighten up.
That was enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the age difference between you guys?
Just under 2 years.
And then how much older is Rusty than you?
About the same.
About the same.
Yeah. And it's 4 brothers and a sister.
Yep.
Yeah. Dang. That's a family. Yeah. She ride Bronx too?
No.
Going to?
No.
We won't let her.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Yeah. The first time we got on steers when I was a kid, me and Leroy got on, and then my sister got on too. Yeah. She was she was in the show. I don't know if you guys watch the show, but Dancy, she picks up for us every now and then.
Oh, yeah.
She is a very independent, strong woman. Yeah. But she retired from steer riding after the first one. So she did good. She rode it. But anyway, now she's an entrepreneur. I lived in her office for a little bit when I first moved up there. And yeah, she charged me rent and everything. She was a hard ass.
No free rides.
Yeah, no free rides in that family. How far do you guys live from each other?
I live about 6 miles from him and Rusty. Him and Rusty are what?
Not even half
Quarter
a mile.
mile apart.
Yeah.
And then my parents are building a house right now, which is probably half a mile from my house.
And that's right outside of Milford?
We all live in Beaver.
Beaver.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So you grew up in Milford?
Yeah.
And then you moved. How far is that from each other?
30 miles.
Oh, not yeah. Still kind of right there.
Same county.
Right. What moved you over to Beaver?
It's a lot nicer. I
Yeah.
like it over there. I don't know, it's a lot prettier. There's not a whole lot to do over there. But it's a little bigger, right next to the freeway.
Yeah.
And there's not property in Milford like I own anyways in Milford.
Right.
So I'm right at the mouth of a canyon,
Yeah.
the bottom of the mountain. So I don't know. I like it. It's peaceful.
It looks like, kind of mountainous around there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My dad, so where he lives, he can get on his horse and go right up into the mountains where all the cows are.
Yeah.
So it's handy for him.
Yeah. It seems like it's kind of out in the middle of nowhere.
Kind of
But-
is, yeah.
Yeah. But there's just a little bronc riding, bull riding world champion circle there now that has just, I don't know. Who was it? Was your dad the first one to really like rodeo in y'all's family, or has it always been something that?
Well, my grandpa Bill, he rodeoed up until I think my dad was born,
Yeah.
and my dad kind of put an end to that for him. But yeah, my dad was the first one to
Along
rodeo.
with the other 12 kids.
Yeah,
Oh, dang. He's got that many siblings?
my dad.
Wow. Yeah.
There's 13 kids. in
Oh,
that family.
wow.
Dang, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew it was a few, but I didn't
Yeah.
realize it was that many.
7
Dang.
boys, 6 girls.
Dang.
Or the other way around. I can't ever remember.
Love it. Yeah. So you guys just kind of, I mean, watching your dad, Jake, Jesse, Spencer, Cobra. Well, Cobra was probably later addition, but
Yeah, he's come around the same time Rusty did.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you guys kind of all knew that, I mean, from an early age, that's something that you wanted to do.
I don't ever remember not thinking that.
Yeah.
It's always been this. you know?
Right.
Yeah.
But not necessarily the case for you, Stetson, right? I wasn't saying Stetson Wright like your full name. I was saying Stetson, right?
With an R.
Yeah.
What you mean?
I mean, like,
Sorry.
didn't you? Didn't you just want to ride bulls for a little bit, or did you always want to ride broncs also?
Oh, yeah. All of 2019, I wanted to just ride bulls. You can ask these guys every night. We'd go back to the truck. I was so fed up with bronc riding that.
Really?
And then didn't make the NFR that year. I was really done with it.
Yeah. What? Because I think it was your senior year. You and I were talking at the high school finals, and I think you had said that you get a little more nervous on a bronc than you do a bull. But I mean, I don't know if that's still the case, but you're obviously pretty successful at both, so you've overcome a lot of that.
Yeah, the bronc riding's a lot different now. I guess if they made me pick between bulls or broncs, what I had to choose for the rest of my career, I'd definitely choose saddle bronc.
Oh,
Really?
That's a surprise to me.
Dang. So a little has changed over the years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Figured it out. Feels a lot better.
Man. What bronc was it the other day where you had that? I can't remember what the bronc was called, where you had that gnarly buck off.
Which night?
Yeah, literally.
The one where you got kicked.
Oh, Wild Cherry.
Yeah, Wild Cherry. You went out the back.
That was a get off. I mean, he rode him. It was a get off.
100%, yeah. Rode it to the tune of 90 plus. Yeah.
It was a get off.
Yeah. That one and last night, like, it's just so obvious how much grit you have.
Yeah.
Those last 2 seconds where just 99% of bull riders in the PRCA just aren't going to grit that out for 2 more seconds.
Yeah, it definitely hurts.
Yeah, the day money drag. That was that. So last night was round 7. Stetson got on 2 re-rides. Man, like, you're sitting there thinking, like, walk me through just what you're thinking after you watch everybody get bucked off, and then you kind of have a rough go. That the first one you didn't nod.
Yeah,
is what it looked like.
Yeah, I didn't nod, and luckily the judges and anybody that was in that arena noticed it.
Right.
And then the second one, he just slipped and stumbled and
Right. Went to a knee.
it stomped on me a little bit, and then the third, I finally got to the one I needed.
So last night wasn't last night eliminators in the bull riding?
Yep.
Yeah. But that third one you got on, it did it feel like an eliminator?
Yes.
Yes.
So much.
So much.
If I had to pick between all the bulls that were there, he dang for sure would have been one of the last ones I would have picked myself.
Really? Yeah. So the only reason why I say that is I thought, man, like, because a couple other guys had re-rides. And so that was like the third re-ride, I think. Or, you got on the second one. I think somebody else got on one more.
Well, they offered Josh one, but he declined it.
Right.
So,
And he was 52.
and that second re-ride, I already rode him in 2019. So I was like, oh, sweet. And then he stumbled. I was like, oh, my, what am I getting on now?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't even know what it was. They said, you want your re-ride? I was like, yep. And then that big old blue bull rolled in the chutes. I'm like, oh, this one. Nice.
Oh, this one. Well, right before you nodded, I thought, man, this many re-rides, maybe it's the E-pin, but maybe this will be like a little bit more rider friendly, like unless they had all the re-rides as also E-pin bulls, but apparently they did.
Yeah,
So
Cody did a pretty good job with the eliminator pen. That first one I got on, that was the exact one I wanted. I wish they would have ran him back in,
yeah.
but
Yeah, you had a pretty sincere look on your face.
Yeah, you got
like,
up here. Like,
I mean, there wasn't any delay. Like, we all knew you didn't nod. Like, as you're getting up off the ground, you're like, hey, this is not, Everybody knew you didn't have a fair out, but do you normally say something when you nod?
no. But I do. If you watch the first video from the last one, you can tell which one I nodded in, which one I didn't. And anybody that says different can kiss my ass.
yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't think, at least not in our camps, nobody's saying anything.
Oh, absolutely
So,
not.
like I said, it was pretty damn sincere whenever you. So, two go-round wins for you, Ryder?
Yep.
Yep. Couple more, I'm sure, coming. So, you don't seem like the kind of guy that's just going to announce that, but
Open.
I'll announce it for you. So,
How many go-around wins you got total?
I think we added them up was it 16, I think,
Heck yeah.
so far.
It's a pretty good start.
yeah. Yeah. What Billy E had? I think Billy E had 51.
51.
Yeah.
That's what we're shooting for anyways.
Yeah. That's cool.
It is.
How long have y'all been sponsored by them?
Express?
Yeah.
Two.
What did you have a connection with their family, or was he just kind of like Rodeo Time respected great bronc riders and wanted to? bring you on the team?
Well, like Jake and Jesse and Spencer were sponsored by them after Spencer won the world in 2014.
Yeah.
So, that we were kind of connected through them, I guess. But then, I don't know.
Yeah.
They're awesome. They're awesome people.
Well, connected through them, but none of you are riding any coattails. I mean, you all got gold buckles, so it's a pretty dang. Has Rusty won the world?
Not yet.
I don't think so. I didn't think so. But.
It's coming.
Brutus, what round did you get on him? It was Stetson.
So the eliminator, so third round? Or wait.
Second.
No.
Oh, yeah, it'd be a third round.
Yeah.
It was the third round.
Yeah.
Brutus. I got on him. I think I was the first bronc rider to get on him in Belton. Nobody knew the rain or anything. He wasn't an eliminator at the time, but he felt pretty good. But then, he gained like 100 pounds. And guys would call me, and I would tell them like how good he felt. And then I can't remember who it was. And then
They'd call you back and say, I hate you.
Hey, thanks,
You
asshole.
lied.
Thanks for nothing. Yeah.
What year was that when he came around?
Jeez. I mean, I would have been like 15 or 16 when I got on him at Belton. I think it was it was one of his first couple of outs.
Yeah. I remember my dad getting on that horse in Fort Worth in 2016.
Yeah.
And holy man.
Yeah.
He wasn't like a eliminator like he is now, but he was bucking like.
Did he turn back at all?
He didn't know. My dad's saddle slid over his head about 7 seconds. He was like 70 something. He went from about being mid 90s to 75.
Yeah.
But that broke his collarbone. I don't know.
Oh, dang.
That. It was awesome.
Yeah, he made kind of a little tight button hook around to the left. He was out of left-hand delivery with me, and I mean, not real big, about the size of this room, just kind of a tight circle, really. But anyway, I saw that, and I was just because I didn't get to see that ride. But Chiseled, how did Chisel feel? That was a 94.5. Somebody was trying to tell me it was Brutus because we don't have sometimes like on the live feed here it doesn't show, names. I was like, I don't think that's Brutus, brother. I mean, not Brutus. I'm sorry, Bruiser. Somebody was trying to say it was Bruiser.
It's not even the right color.
Yeah.
He felt awesome. Hard to ride. Probably could have been easier, but I wasn't in the right spot most of the time.
Yeah. You've been on Bruiser though, haven't you?
Yep, in San Antonio in 2020.
How'd that go?
Well, it went good for about 6 seconds. The last couple of seconds, I was on his head, and then he kicked me kicked me about out of the arena.
Yeah. What is? I know that Cody, Rusty was saying that your dad like enters you guys a lot and kind of helps you through all that. What kind of stuff has he taught you about like outside the arena? Like I'm curious, like do you guys have a system? And I'm not trying to get too personal with these questions, but just kind of a general answer, like as far as like how you manage like money, because you guys win a lot at a very young age. And I'm just curious if there's like, if you guys have you all have like a system where you like invest in certain things, or you just, anyway, I don't know.
Not really. Me personally, I'm trying to get, everything I want.
Yep.
Like an arena and a house and, I'm trying to get my place set up and paid for before I'm done rodeoing. So when I'm done, I don't have no payments on nothing.
Yep.
So that's kind of what I'm shooting for. But until I get to then I'll probably do some investing and stuff like that. But I'm mainly investing in my home, my place.
Yeah.
I'm about the same, but I do have a few bucking bulls that I've invested in, and
right.
Hopefully it'll pay off.
Yeah. Well, land is a pretty dang good investment.
Yeah.
Like they say, I think they say they're not making any more of it.
Yeah.
So, that's a pretty good place to put money.
You guys probably all aren't home very often together, but when you are, like, what's it like? What are you guys doing? Are you guys bucking stuff at the house ever?
Yeah. Yeah, most of Statler, this year we've been, he'll get on practice horses when we're all home. There's not really enough help when we're going rodeoing, so we'll usually buck once when we're home for a minute. We'll buck a couple times a week. But other than that, we
he rides horses all the time.
Yeah,
That's all
you
he
do
does.
like
He
a little.
trains them all the time, and then
I did see that. Yeah.
and he'll try to talk me into coming over to his house and helping him build fence or something. The only reason I go is because Cheyenne makes me food.
Pretty good cook.
Very good.
Yeah.
Statler's probably got the advantage, like 3 older brothers, all been to the NFR. Dad been to the NFR. Last one to start learning. Like,
Uncles.
uncles. Like
he got on a lot faster than any of us did.
Well, we talked about that a little bit. He also had, it wasn't an advantage for a lot of people in the country, but for him, like, you guys were all home that summer,
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah, we practiced, or he practiced a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we got some really good practice horses.
Yeah.
So that makes it even
Right.
easier. Or I wouldn't say easier, but when you got one that's not going to run out there halfway across the arena and duck out from underneath you.
Yeah.
We got some Barty. They call them Barty hoppers, but we got a couple of Barty. I don't know if you know Round Robin.
Yeah.
So we have him at our house. He don't get bucked very often. We kind of take care of him. Shit.
Right.
How old is he? 23?
He's your age, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. He gets taken care of. But yeah, we'll only buck him once or.
Well, and when they're not getting traveled and they're not, breathing in diesel smoke, I mean, you can kind of baby a 23-year-old. And there's some 23-year-olds that get taken place. I got on a
Python.
a bareback horse, Python, 29 when I got on him down in Los Fresnos. Stay Smith. He was a bareback horse, but anyways, that was kind of like my first. I mean, if they'll keep doing it, but I feel like the older they get for bronc riders, maybe the slower they get and feel good.
I think Big Tex, Chase Brooks just had him, didn't he?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think he's in his 20s. He's still coming to the NFR.
Yeah.
That horse looks like he's 6, though. He looks outstanding.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Bulls are a little different.
Yeah.
They're a little rougher.
They don't stick around for very long. There's one bull, Mike Corey's Rewind, been to the NFR 7 times.
Yeah.
That's
dang
crazy.
Yeah. That's wild.
It is crazy how the difference in a bull and a horse. Like Cool Toddy, this is her 17th trip here.
Dang.
I think she's 22 actually, and so I think she's been coming here since she was a 5-year-old. So and she's still outstanding. You could still win the TV pen on that horse.
I was about to say that's 5 and 10 right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang. Yeah, some of those. Who owns Cool Toddy?
Flying 5, Big Ben. Yeah.
Cool. Y'all got any specific goals or plans for 2022? You're not thinking about 2022. You're thinking about the 8th round tonight, huh?
Yeah. Try not to make too many big plans for next year.
What do you have any sort of game plan once you're out here?
Same one we had all year.
Yeah.
Stay on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One horse at a time.
Yeah.
One jump at a time. You start thinking ahead, it gets hard. I don't know. 2 years I've been here, I have not been able to ride a bucking horse to save my life. And, I let things get to me, What did you say? Rodeo's 80% mental, the rest is in your head.
90%
That is
mental
the
and the rest
truest
is in
statement I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
If your head isn't right, you ain't going to do worth the shit.
Yeah. There was we had an intern
Oh man.
at the house a while back, and he wanted to ride bulls, and he was a few pounds overweight, and and I said, bull riding is 90% mental, and it's 10% physical. You got to lose a few pounds if you want to get on. But no, once you get to where you can handle your own body weight, then that's where I think it's 90% mental and the rest is in your head. Yeah. So I'm not gonna say it's impossible to be overweight and be a good bull rider, but you don't see very many of them. No. They can maybe make a good bull ride, but they can't be consistently a good bull rider. I don't think.
I've been seeing this guy on TikTok getting on ranch broncs, and he's pretty top heavy.
Yeah,
he wears a bowler hat and has a cigarette in his mouth every time he gets on. And it's just funny to me. Like,
yeah,
he's about the biggest bronc rider I've ever seen.
Yeah,
yeah, you don't see a whole lot of them.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm not saying there's not good ones out there, but pretty good rule of thumb is you got to be in shape. What do you guys do for that? Any sort of working out or anything?
Yeah, so we've been doing the champion living.
Okay, Doug.
With Doug, yeah.
Yep.
I think I've been doing it for a couple months now, but
yeah. Do you do any of that while you're out here?
Yeah. So for the rodeo every night, we'll go in and he'll get us warmed up and stuff. But
yeah,
we'll try to do the workouts if I have time in the morning.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's hard up here.
Yeah.
Running around.
I can only imagine. Yeah.
I do what I can.
Yeah.
He's an early riser. I'm not. My
Yeah.
workouts are usually at night. He does it 6 a.m.
It's hard to get up early around here.
Yeah.
You're out till midnight when you go to the buckle ceremony.
I guess there's no time change for you guys.
Yeah, there's about an hour.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
because for us, like, it's 2 hours, so I'm used to waking up at 6:30 back home. So it's like the first day here, 4:30 in the morning, I'm wide awake.
Yeah.
Sucks.
that was me the first day I got down here. I think I woke up at like 8. I was like, shoot, you getting up early, boy.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
What was kind of a big moment for you guys? I know that, like, none of you guys like to count your chickens before they hatch. Like, I think that's one respectable thing about most of the guys that make the NFR. They're not going to act very cocky in March, or February. So what's kind of the moment throughout the year where you're like, okay, I feel good. I think I'm making it. And I'm not going to say coast, but maybe you rodeo with a mindset of I'm going to the NFR now and I can, like, be a little more selective with where I enter, kind of deal.
In the bronc riding, it seems like, usually when you cross that $100,000 mark, that's when I've kind of relaxed a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's really nice to hit that, when you win the American.
Yeah.
I bet.
And especially when you cross that 100,000. I don't feel like we coast.
Right.
I feel like the pressure's off you, and then you start riding even better, and then you're dang near 200,000, and
right.
everybody's playing catch up after that.
Right. That's a good momentum, I'm sure, is, a huge factor for you. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. What is it in the bull riding is it around 100,000? I imagine 100,000 in any event.
I think it took 100,000 or maybe a little over to be in the top 15 this year.
Oh. Really?
Yeah, it was.
The bull riding's always clear up there, it seems like.
Yeah. And all 15 of those guys, they've been riding good this year too.
Dang, I didn't realize it was that much money for the last few spots. That's a lot of guacamole. Yeah. Do you guys, what do you do when you come to Texas? You like just stay down there? You just kind of go back and forth?
Last year it sucked. We went to, I think I counted, it was 7 rodeos, and we were gone for 2 months.
It was more than that, wasn't it? It felt like it. I don't know
I
how
think it
long
was
we
2
were there,
months.
but
We went down for Jackson and left after Montgomery.
Yeah.
But 7 rodeos in between Jackson and Montgomery, Alabama.
Dang, you got to make them count.
Yeah, it sucked. It was awful. Because usually, you're down there, you're rodeoing, you're going to rodeos. You're not just sitting around. It makes the time go by. When they didn't have Houston, Austin. I don't think they had like
Fort Worth either.
Fort Worth wasn't there.
Yeah.
It sucked.
And I went to even less than that because you guys all went out to Kissimmee and that one right before it.
Perry.
And I mean, I went to the rodeos more than they did because they kept splitting me up. I was in the slack in the Bronx of the Bulls, and then I'd be out the very last day in the other event.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the worst thing ever. Like Montgomery, Rusty and Spencer got in the truck and went home. We were all in the slack perf in the Bronx riding.
Yeah, we were all out
the first perf. Yeah, that was right. And then I was out the very last day in the Bulls.
Dang.
So we had to stay out there.
And that was right before we went. That was right before we went home. Was Montgomery? Montgomery was our last one. So sitting there waiting for him to get on his bull really sucked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he was pretty nice. He stayed and helped me drive home.
Yeah. So in PRCA, you can have buddy groups. You can have up to, when you enter a rodeo, they'll ask you any buddies. And that's one of the questions, what night do you want, what rodeo, what event, blah, 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 and then any buddies. And you can have up to 3, so there can be 4 people in a buddy group, unless you're entering multiple events. So you can, and you have to specify that you want to buddy with yourself, or you got to say, right, or they can split you up. But then anyways, if you have one, you can have one buddy. So you can cross event buddy with yourself and then one person. Yep. So Stetson being entered in Bronx and Bulls, he can only have one buddy, not 3 like normal. So you normally go with Kai Hamilton, right?
Yep. My first 2 years went with Ryder, and then this year, around when summer rolled around, I started going with Kai.
Yeah. How annoying was that, having to wait? Normally you're on to the next one.
It sucked.
Don't let him fool you. He missed me.
The only time it did suck was in the winter when we were down in Texas, and
yeah,
because I probably could have went home
3 days early.
Well, even I don't know, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah,
worth it.
Yeah, it's crazy how many other event you get there in the bareback and the bronc riding behind the chutes. Super fun. Everybody's there. You're visiting. By the time bull riding rolls around, it's just bull riders. Yeah. Most of the time, everybody's gone. There's not just a lot of people, unless it's a specific rodeo or something but just the everyday, Jackson or Goliad, those, you're kind of scrambling to find somebody to help you. So it's weird. It's like bull riding. You get lonely towards the end of the rodeo. It's barrel racing's around, and now all of a sudden you're not talking to all your buddies. They're all gone. They're at the beer tent or.
Yeah, the bareback riders are the king of that. They're, hey, will you help me pull my rigging? You're like, yep.
Yeah.
And then you turn around and bull riding. Those guys are gone. Actually, they're gone before the bronc riding starts.
Yeah. Gone. Yeah, they're home before the rodeo's over. Yeah. Jake Brown. We would always help each other. I would always help him, and then he'd be gone is what would happen. No bulls for you, Ryder?
Mm-mm.
You're going to let him have the all-around?
You can have that.
Statler acted like he wanted to.
He's been trying. My dad's never going to let him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How'd you talk him into it?
Very persistent and annoying.
Yeah. I got you.
We kind of, we started from steers. He kind of never really stopped. With Statler, he grew too fast. He, I wouldn't say lerpy, but he was tall. Yeah. When you grow that fast, your body don't work like fire like it's supposed to.
Right.
Which is why my dad didn't let him ride bulls and he got hurt a lot. He did ride a few bulls. He got hurt a lot. Kind of the same deal with Rusty. That's what soured Rusty up. I think every time he got on, he got hurt.
There's one guy that hates the bull riding.
Yeah.
I'd have to get a video of him spotting me at a rodeo. You've never seen someone get a death grip on someone like he does on me.
Yeah, I can imagine.
There's no way I'm getting jerked down in the chute.
Did all you guys high school rodeo pretty hard? Go to the finals?
Yeah.
National high school finals?
Rusty won twice. He won it twice. I won once.
And then I won the all-around. I never won the saddle bronc.
Yeah. Gotcha.
He sucks.
The black sheep.
I was in high school. Give me a break. It was high school. Winning the all around is pretty. That's pretty neat anywhere. High school finals, NFR. That's just a cowboy title. So
especially the high school finals, it seems like there's a lot of people
that do 12 events.
Yeah.
I did in college. It's overrated. Yeah.
I tried the shoot dogging when I was in.
Oh, yeah, me and Stetson tried. I don't know if Rusty ever did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure when I entered it, it was just for everybody else to get a good laugh.
Yeah.
They just dragged me around. I was like 65 pounds.
Did you have any aspirations of being a Tommy? Or you were just having fun?
I did. Like, I team roped when I was in 7th, 8th grade.
Yeah.
Ribbon roped. Never calf roped because that would have been just like the shoot dogging. It would have been pointless because they would have just ran me over.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I think that's about all I did. And then
Yeah.
Bareback steers, and then saddle bronc steers, and then junior bulls.
Gotcha. Man. Yeah, that's heavy. If I could go back, I would just one event. That's it. Like to college rodeoing. But I enjoyed it. You know, it's fun, but trying to help the team out, but it just wasn't worth it.
I wish I would have done a little roping in high school.
I wouldn't have mind. Yeah, so I spent a lot of time at a place outside of College Station called Snook, and there's an NFR team roper owns an arena there in a barn. His name is Kermit Moss, and I spent a lot of time out there. I would day work with him and train a couple horses, but I helped him put on a summer series, and I was in charge of the rough stock. And anyways, every day they would rope, every day, and I wished I'd have spent a little bit of time listening to him. But on the same token, like, I don't know, I was destined to be. My old man was he was a roughie through and through. You know, he was good at team roping. He was a good header, but he was good at everything. He was just one of them guys. But yeah, I just got buck and shoots at my house. No,
too busy being the best bull rider in the world.
Exactly. Thank you, Stetson. Yes, Stetson gets me.
Yeah.
Man, Stetson gets me.
I wouldn't try to rope if I was the best.
Yeah. I mean, why? Why waste your time? Yeah. So, did you guys ever think about college?
No, because Rusty pretty much told us how awful college was.
Oh, where do you go to school at?
CSI.
Yeah. What does CSI stand for?
Yeah, I don't
College of Southern Idaho.
Oh, gotcha.
It's where my dad, Spencer, Jesse. Is that where Alex went to?
Yeah.
I'm guessing, did he graduate?
He only went 1 year.
Oh, nice.
I'm not against college, and what I'm about to say isn't. I'm not trying to discourage anybody from going to college, but me personally, I felt, the only reason I was going to go to college was to rodeo.
Yeah.
And I figured, why waste time, college rodeoing when I could go to the pros and start, make a living and start working towards the NFR. So that's why I didn't ever go. I mean, a college title would have been cool, but NFR is way cooler.
Seems to have worked out for you.
Yeah.
I would say.
That was a horrible decision.
Yeah. It's kind of like I was watching a college football game with my granddad once, and he was like talking about, I don't remember what football player, but they were leaving and they were going to go into the draft and not graduate. He was like, man, I think he needs to finish school. And I said, so he can do what to make a living where he will make more than $17 million a year? Yeah. And he was like, yeah, you got a good point. I'm glad I got my degree, but
it's just the conservativeness in people, I think, that say stuff like that. But
yeah.
It's hard to argue that paycheck,
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have anything against college. I went to college. I just it just depends. If you don't know what you want to do, or you do know what you want to do, and it requires a college degree, like being a doctor or a lawyer or something, I mean, then by all means, we need those. Yeah. But if you know what you're going to do and it doesn't require a college degree, then why? Yeah. But anyway, I don't know. So you didn't go to college. You went straight to, do you remember Goliad?
Yeah.
You remember when I was there?
Yeah, that was the first time I met you. I remember.
Yeah. Do you remember?
It was. Sat there and talked about Spark for 20 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
You and my dad.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because y'all drank it too. I still drink it.
So
I've had 2 of them this morning. Yeah.
I thought you were trying to sell them. Spark.
No, not really.
Yeah.
They were. They kind of had everything for you. Don't have to sell these guys on anything.
Yeah.
I did sell it in college. At that point, I think I was kind of done selling it. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, you didn't know what the intermission was.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, everybody kind of took a break, and you're like, "What's going on?" I was like, "Well, it's the intermission," and we started after the intermission, and then you were 86 on Wiggle Worm, and won the rodeo. I thought that was so. And then you made the NFR that year. Yeah,
Snuck in there.
yeah, snuck in there.
Snuck in there, won 5 go rounds.
Yeah, nobody sneaks in the NFR and wins 5 go rounds. Yeah. Man, what was that year like?
It was the year or the Vegas.
Yeah, either one. The
Both.
Vegas.
The year it was hard. I didn't start rodeoing until March, and then I had to fill my permit, and I was $100, not even $100 short of filling my permit in Goliad. So I had to wait until
You didn't win over $1,000
I
there?
won like 900 something.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang, I thought it had a little more added than that.
But I got my card in April, and then so started on my card in 1st of April. I think Cave Creek was my first one on my card.
Yeah.
And I went, I think, to 108 rodeos between
Wow.
Goliad to the end of the year.
Wow.
And it was fun, but it was hard. I was fresh,
Yeah.
Welcome to the big leagues.
Yeah, you get on some of those buckers.
Yeah.
It's a rude awakening. And the one that really stands out in my mind is Red Lodge, Montana. I had a horse, I think it was called Cool Lip of Brookman's,
Yeah.
and my head slapped his ass that first jump out of there, and I had to get out of the way so they could close the gate. That one is really the one that woke me up and like, holy, yeah, we're here.
We're here
doing this. But yeah,
Did you ever get on him again?
I've never been on him again, no.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Did had you been on spring planning before the NFR that year? Have you been on him again since?
Yes, I had him in Ellensburg short round 2019 maybe?
Yeah.
18 or 19.
So Ryder wins 4 rounds in a row, the first 4, and then spring planning in the 5th round. Super hard to mark out.
Humbled me. She served me some humble pie.
I think you were humble enough. She's just a winch to mark out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Jacobs had her in the 10th round, and same thing happened to him.
Yeah, I was nervous to get on that one, even though the first 4 rounds had been so good. I knew that horse was hard to mark out, and I just psyched myself out. I think I could have rode that horse.
Yeah.
I think I just let it get to me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's your first NFR.
Yeah.
Like there's probably some, your first TV pin experience, your first NFR. What do you guys do? Do you guys do anything? Like, how do you guys train for your mark out? Like, what does Cody teach y'all growing, as you're training, like as you're learning? You don't always hold them for 2.
No. So, I don't know. I try to hold them for 2 all the time. I don't know. Like the other day, was it 3rd round? I missed that horse out. I can't remember what round it was. I was just trying to get stuff rolling too fast and
pulled them a little quick.
Hold them fast. But I don't know. I do try to hold them for 2 on everything, and if they want to pull them out of there, I'll let them. It seems like if you get on a bucker and you try to hold your feet for 2 jumps, not all the time, but most of the time they're run you out the back of your saddle. So I
spend 3 jumps catching up.
Yeah. So if they want to come, I try to make it not questionable, on the first jump, but if they want to come, let them come.
When they do come, you're pretty good at setting them back down. which I think looks bad to the bone. Like, I like holding them for 2. I love when guys do it. But when they do come on that first jump and then you're right back to the front, like, that's pretty to me. You know?
It feels good too.
Yeah. And then you just feel ahead of them the whole time. It does mean that, like, you have those days where, because you kind of push the boundary and then you push the boundary and then you push the boundary and then they'll humble you.
Yeah.
And you miss the boundary. But man, right before missing it, those horses leading up to it where you're spurring that first jump, it looks pretty.
It feels good. Most of the time. Sometimes the two jump mark out really feels good.
Yeah.
Depends on the horse, I guess.
Right.
It felt good to do it on Wild Cherry.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, you had a pretty good mark out there.
Yeah, it was decent.
Decent.
How's Kai doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Or that's what he tells me. He don't complain ever.
Right. Yeah.
But he's went through a lot of stuff this year, as far as he had hip surgery right after the American, and then right towards the end of the season he got blood poisoning throughout his whole body and in his hip. Yeah, he was on his deathbed there for a while, and he was on crutches, I think 2 weeks before we came here.
Wow.
And hadn't been on no bulls, ended up getting on 2 right before he came here, rode both of them, comes out and wins the first round.
Yeah. Dang. Yeah, that was neat to see him and JB split that.
That was sweet.
Did y'all get to be around JB any rodeoing this year? Did you see him? I'm sure you saw him at a few places.
Yeah, we've seen him quite.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite a bit. Yeah.
Did he just always have a mob following him? Or was he kind of incognito?
Well, I'm pretty sure when we went and signed at Treasure Island the other day, the line never stopped.
Yeah.
And I kept telling him, I hate you because I know this is because of you.
Right. Yeah. Finally, they had to cut it off.
Yeah, well, we ran out of things to sign, and we were signing for 2 hours.
Wow. Dang. Yeah. He'll do that. He's good about signing autographs, but.
He better be. Kind of a big deal around here.
Right.
Literally.
Yeah. Well, we usually wrap up each podcast with some life advice. So, I don't know if you guys have any. I'm going to let Donnie go first.
I'm going to just keep to my favorite. Take a chance Columbus did.
Well, Delia.
Yeah.
Ryder, you better go. I got to think about it. Shit. Don't do drugs.
I have one. It's a new one. It's I just shared it on my story. But it's a Mike Tyson quote. It's about discipline. I really like it.
It's about discipline.
You're nothing without discipline. But he's talking about you'll give up doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it. Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it. I thought that was pretty good. I heard that this morning on a Joe Rogan podcast with him. But, which is good just because, like, I mean, how much do you guys do between rodeos?
What do you mean?
I mean, like, at least when you're getting started, I'm sure there's a point where, when you're rodeoing pretty hard and there's not a lot of time between each perf that you're not sitting in your saddle. But do you guys spend a lot of time like on a spur board or on a saddle pony or on it just sitting in your saddle?
When things aren't going the way they're supposed to be going, we'll get on practice horses and stuff like that. But when you're getting on a horse every day during the summer and you get home, it's the last thing.
Yeah,
it's the last thing I want to do.
Right.
So when I'm home, I kind of I think it's good to get away from it.
Yep.
Kind of rekindle that fire.
Yep.
So I don't know. I don't go home and dwell on. I usually kick back and do something else.
Right.
Just go ranching.
Train some ponies. Well, that's my advice. Thank you for listening to Rodeo Time, the podcast. Dale Brisby, Donnie Ray Daytona, Stetson Wright, and Ryder Wright. And now we are on to the next one.